What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's me, Trash Salsa. Today we're gonna be doing a versus video. Yeah. I'm still at my other grandparents' house. I'm just in the same room, but it looks different because I moved the fans from there to here. If you're wondering, which you're probably not. So, here we go. This is actually the last day of my grandparents, so I think any videos after this one should be back to normal at whatever I was recording at. So, yeah. So, just writing the pros and cons. Pros and cons of the 77 model is pros are it's rare. Lakewood made this combo between this weird peach color and the white knob and handle and all this stuff only in 1 year. Because in 1976 they had the other S-122s, like the terracotta orange ones that I have. Then they made this in 77. And then 78 they launched second gens. So they just made this with a slightly different peach color with the second gen blade set. And yeah. So this was only made for like 1 year. And that's why it's kind of rare because they're hard to find. I paid $110 for this one off eBay. Kind of a lot, but it's the only time I've ever seen one on eBay before, so I just had to kind of get it. Plus it's on my fan wish list, so why not, right? So that's a pro. Another pro is the condition. This is basically brand new, mint condition. Even the screws are nice. This fan's it's basically perfect. Besides the someone wrote on the handle. I don't know what Landgraf means. It's just some trash I tried to get off. But the grills are nice. They were painted clean, so I had to go like 1, 2, 3. It was slow. Blades are clean. I just varnished the motor a few days ago, so even the motor is not buzzing anymore. Thank God for that. So now this fan's a lot better. So this is probably one of the best conditioned fans in the whole collection, which is kind of insane to think about. So I guess it was kind of worth the 110. And there's not one slat broken on anywhere of this fan, not the front or back. Not one slat gone. All there. Even the one for the plug, and usually those ones go missing, which is impressive. And it's got the white sticker. Like I said, they only made this for 1 year. So if you see something like this and you think it's a 77 model, it's probably not, unless it has this blade set and that color. That's because that's what makes this. Now, what does the 77 model thing mean? We just call it the 77 model because it's its own thing. I mean, yeah, it's an S-223, we all know that, but since it's only made in 77, we just kind of call it the 77 model because that's cool. And it sounds cool, too. So, that's why, when I say that, I refer to this fan, but yeah. Yeah, the bed's like right behind me. I didn't plan this out, so I'm like not even a foot away from the fans. Or maybe 2 feet away, but now the pro is the color. This is actually really nice peach color. Again, look at that condition. Nothing, no scratches, nothing anywhere. Basically mint. I wonder how I got this clean. There was no box either, which is kind of surprising. It's this clean with no box. But I guess it is. So what is that, 3 pros? Usually there's 4 pros with this. I think the last one is the Macmillan motor, because the motors are real. Macmillan motors are pretty good. This one was buzzing, but it just needed varnish and it stopped buzzing, so. Now some cons. What's so bad about this fan? Well, it's really heavy. I don't know why. This is heavier than any other Lakewood I own, besides the Pencrest, but the Pencrest no one cares about. Don't know why. My Lakewoods average around 15 pounds, and this thing was like a pound heavier. I don't know why that is. Maybe they just did something different with the cabinet. I don't know. But it was definitely, and you could definitely feel the difference. Another con, which is a really big con, is these corners. I actually cut my stomach open on that. So that was fun. That was when I was, I think, working on it. I also cut my finger. It's basically gone now, get healed, but that dark slice is what that was from. And, yeah. So, not very fun. And there were numerous times where I walked by this fan and scratched my leg or did something like that. In fact, I might have one on me right now. but I can't find one. Because I remember I scratched my legs on the corners a few times walking around the fan, but yeah. So the corners are not very nice. You're probably thinking, why can't you sand them down? Well, if you sand them down, you're not really solving the problem, because now you're just making bare metal. You're removing the paint, and you're just not doing anything. It's basically like the only cons. It's just heavy, and it's got the weird corners, and that's basically it. There's just nothing else wrong with this fan. 5 minutes just to talk about that, but yeah. So 4 pros and 2 cons. That's usually the average for Lakewoods. Now let's move on to the other little Lakewood, which is the Wells Royal S-122. Did I say that right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Yeah, so, it's a mini box fan. I hope you can figure that out. But some pros are, it's small. With it being small, you can collect more of the size. Loud truck going by, no one cares. You can collect more of the size, it saves space, it's smaller, and another pro is the condition. This whole fan's basically perfect, it's got 2 slats missing right here. But other than that, it's basically perfect. Both of these fans, fun fact, both of these fans came from the same seller. The same guy. So, and that guy was the guy that took over a week to ship the fans, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, this one maybe I can understand because it needs a lot of cardboard, but this, like, dude. So. And then he says he was busy. Well, if you're so busy, then maybe you shouldn't be selling on eBay then, right? But whatever. It's kind of annoying because you order a fan and then, like, you're hoping it's coming, you know. Like, I don't have to have it the next day, but a week to ship it's a little too much, you know. But I don't know. That was my little rant on the seller. Which he did with both fans, by the way. It was a big delay. But, yeah. So, pros are it's small. Another pro is the, what was I gonna say? Something. I think it's the blades. Yeah, the blades. Because the blades are smaller and they're louder. You'll see that when I run the fan. This is a lot louder than this fan. So it's small. It's got, you know, smaller blades, which makes it louder. And another pro is the badge. Badges are cool. And another pro is the condition. So that's 4 pros. And that's basically it. I don't have to go any further into that. Some cons. Being small is a pro, but it's also a con. Why is it a con? Because with it being small, all the air that's coming out is only coming out of this area. So let's say I was really hot and I wanted to sit in front of the fan. If I sit right in front of the fan, my head's not really going to get anything. It's going to be mainly my legs and maybe my, you know, arms. Whereas this fan is a lot taller, so I will feel all the air that it can give me. You know? And another con is the motor brand. The motor, this one's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But GE is a little scary when it comes to fans, so that's that. But the motor in this one's perfectly fine. It's just the brand of the motor is kind of sketchy. And that's pretty much it. Both fans have 4 pros and 2 cons, so they're basically tied as of now. So now we're going to run them on low. No buzzing, as you can hear. I ran this one overnight, and that one overnight the other night, too. So, these fans both run very well overnight. Very quiet fan. Very nice sounding, too. Pretty cool. I just oiled this fan, so the spin down is going to be a little poopy, but it's getting a little bit longer every time I run it. So it's getting there. The oil's just got to seep into the nooks and crannies of the motor, and it'll be back to normal. Well, it's Royal time. Here's low, and it's got a cool startup sound too. A lot louder. And that's mainly because the blades are smaller and that pitch is deep. But yeah. So, they both ran very well. With the running, I mean, you can get a little bit less air with this fan, but, you know, quieter noise and sounds nice. But the air will be coming out of more of the top and bottom, you know, get this bunch of air coming out rather than just this little thing of air. Whereas this one may not give you as much air, but, you know, it'll be a lot louder and it'll blow more air, I guess. But just not a lot of air will come out of it because it's small. If that makes any sense, probably not. But we're going to move on to the conclusion. So which fan is better? See, here's the thing. The Rolls Royal usually wins. And it wins because it's small. Being a small fan, you can literally just win anything because it's small. And the advantage is, well, who cares? It's small, it takes less power. It's this, that, and the other. It's small, I can collect more of them. You know, it's louder. So a lot of people argue, well, the small one's better because it takes up less space. I can have more things around it, or I can have more of these fans because they take less, you know, they take less space. But this fan has the other thing, everything this fan doesn't have, because this one's a lot taller. Yeah, it's a little bit quieter. If you need a louder fan, you can go with this one, but quieter is usually better because that's what they advertise. So, yeah, this one's quiet, and it's, you know, yeah, it's bigger, it takes up more space, but because it takes up more space, at least it's using it wisely. You know, if this fan blew no air, then I could see why this one would be a lot better, but it does blow air, and it does it very well. So I don't know really who's the winner here. I mean, you think about it. You can either have, you know, a bigger fan with the, it's rare, you know, and that's kind of another thing, it's rare. Both of these fans are actually really rare. I've never really seen any of these pop up on eBay before, which is another reason why I got that one. And that one was, I think, 70. I think that one was 70, and then this one was 110. Yeah, kind of expensive, but, you know, it is what it is sometimes. Sometimes I got my Eskimo for $5, you know. I got my Dominion for free, you know. I got my Robeson for $15, and then some fans are just a little expensive. Like my Sears fan and my Edison were like $90. This is 100, you know, 110. It's mostly the eBay ones. The eBay ones are the expensive ones. The local fans are usually cheap. But, you know, I don't control where these fans pop up. But regardless of that, if it were my decision, I would choose the 77 model because it's rare, but also it's bigger. I could sleep with either fan. I slept with this one last night, and then before that, I slept with that fan. So, you know, they both do the job very well. This fan's a lot more relaxing, but this one will keep the noises away. So, it kind of depends. Personally, I would go with this, but I can see the argument for a lot of people choosing this fan because it's just smaller. So, that's my kind of long versus video on these two fans. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.